Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good night, everyone. Uh, Today, my group will do a presentation about biography of Soekarno. And let me introduce our group. My name is Paksi. This is Muhammad Nafalwadi, and this is Barisi Paraswani. So, biography of Soekarno. Soekarno born on June 6, 1901 in Blitar, East Java. He is remembered as the founding father and first president of Indonesia. A charismatic and visionary leader, he played a pivotal role in Indonesia's struggle for independence from Dutch colonial rule and shaped the nation's identity through his commitment to unity, social justice, and anti-imperialism. Sukarno was born to an educated family. His father, a Japanese school teacher, and his mother's mother instilled in him the value of nationalism and respect for Indonesia's cultural diversity. He attended Dutch language school and later the Technisch Hogeschool, now Bandung Institute of Technology in Bandung, where he studied civil engineering. During his education, he became involved in the nationalist movement, deeply influenced by his mentor Soekarno and the idea of Indonesia as independent United States. And in 1927, Soekarno co-formed the Indonesian National Party, Partai Nasional Indonesia, or PNI, which promote secular anti-colonial nationalism and aimed for complete independence from Dutch rule. Sukarno introduced the idea of Marxism, a form of socialism style to Indonesia, which sought to improve the lives of ordinary Indonesians. Marxism and racist colonial oppression, his compelling speech and writing quickly made him a prominent leader, drawing the attention of the Dutch authorities who viewed him as a threat to their rule. Sukarno's activism led to his arrest in 1929. And he was sentenced to prison for political agitation. His trial was widely published, and his speech, Indonesian accused, became famous, galvanizing support for independence. The Dutch authorities later exiled him to remote parts of the country to limit his influence, but he remained a symbol of resistance and continued to inspire Indonesians.
In 1942, when Japan occupied Indonesia during World War II, Sukarno saw an opportunity to advance the independence movement. He collaborated with the Japanese, believing their presence might help weaken Dutch control. Although his collaboration was controversial, it allowed him to organize and mobilize the population, laying the groundwork for the independence movement. As the war ended and Japan surrendered, Sukarno seized the moment. On August 17, 1945, Soekarno Muhammad Hatta proclaimed Indonesia's independence in Jakarta, a historic declaration that signaled the start of the country's independence movement. Soekarno was appointed the nation's first president, and he led Indonesia through a 4-year struggle, known as the Indonesian National Revolution, against the Dutch, who sought the research control. The revolution ended in 1949 with Indonesia securing its sovereignty after international negotiation and recognition. In 1950s, Sukarno faced political division within Indonesia as various factions struggled for power. To address these issues, he established wider democracy in 1957. A system that centralized power in the presidency and aimed to balance at the interests of nationalists, communists, and religious groups. This period saw his anti-colonial policies and focus on national unity intensive. Sukarno was also instrumental in founding the non-aligned movement alongside leaders like India, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, positioning Indonesia as a leader in the global struggle against Western and Soviet influence during the Cold War.
foreign policy and confrontation. Soekarno's foreign policy was assertively anti-imperialist, and he promoted Indonesia as a leader among newly independent nations. His confrontation policy led Indonesia into confrontation with Malaysia, which he viewed as a British-backed state that threatened Indonesia's sovereignty. His foreign policies were admired by many Indonesian and by other post-colonial nations, but they strained Indonesia's economy and its relation with Western countries. Downfall and final years. In 1965, a failed coup attempt known as the G30S led to widespread violence with anti-communist purges targeting members of the Indonesian Communist Party, PKI, a group that Soekarno had included in his coalition to balance political factions. General Soeharto, who played a central role in suppressing the coup, gained influence, gradually undermining Soekarno's authority in 1967. Under increasing pressure, Soekarno was forced to resign and Soeharto assumed power. Soekarno spent the rest of his life under house arrest and passed away on June 21, 1970. Legacy: Soekarno is celebrated as a revolutionary leader whose vision of Pancasila, Indonesia's foundational five principles, and commitment to independence define Indonesian national identity. His ideas about unity in diversity, anti-colonialism, and social justice remain integral to Indonesian culture and politics. Despite his complex legacy, he is referred as the father of the Indonesian nation and a symbol of resilience and independence.
Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.